Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Series 3, Episode 2 of A Familiar Quest. I am tonight's DM, Eugenio, also known as DM Jazzy Hands. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm very excited to be back for Episode 2 with you all. Let's go around quickly and reintroduce all of our players. Let the audience know who you are and who you are playing. And we will start just over to my left with Misty, who is being played by Alicia.
Hey everyone, I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me across all socials at Alicia Marie Body. I am a costume artist, professional, and RPG performer. And you can find me on Mondays here at this lovely crew of familiars, and on Tuesdays at the Demi-Plane channel playing Feruza, a barbarian. Tonight, as always, I am playing Misty the Will-O-Wisp.
Yes, perfect little slip into the voice. I love it. Let's go right up above and say hi to Brian, who's playing Disco.
Hi there, I am Brian. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. Tonight I am playing Disco, the fractal mascot. Both our pronouns are he, they.
Yeah. We will flip over to the other side and say hello to Meagan and Squiddle.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to not pick up Misty's lisp. Like last game.
It's adorably contagious. It's adorably contagious.
Adorably contagious. That'll be my review for episode 2. Hey everyone, I'm Meagan Kenreck, and I'd be playing a Elder Godling Aberrant Mind Sorcerer named Squiddle. I've done unspeakable things, but that's only because you have to know deep speech to understand it.
Oh, amazing. All of your secrets in deep speech. I love it. Last but most certainly not least, Kelli and Scotty.
Hello, I am Kelli, known as the Opera Geek on socials, and I am quite literally playing my dog, Scotty, who is asleep across the room because he's lazy. And Scotty is a rather small, rather ditzy blink dog, and it's very important to know that he can't read.
Right. Yes. It's a good thing you were given the text-based quest at the top of the series. It's fine. Very good. All right. Well, that's who everybody is for us tonight. Just a couple of housekeeping and reminder things. Number one, thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight here live in the Twitch channel. A particular shout out and welcome to those of you who are Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms players. We appreciate it. We hope that you have all of these lovely little familiars and all of their precursors from this show in your game. And we want to thank you for tuning in tonight. We also want to ask, of course, that everyone in the audience do remember that these 4 players are brilliant and wonderful and also professionals and know exactly what their characters can and cannot do, and they'll take care of it. So please no backseating from the chat. I promise they got it all taken care of. Let's see, what else do we have? We do, of course, up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, we do have this week's Electrum chest code for you. This week's code is Elder Godling. I'm not Dave. I'm not reading them in weird word chunks, so the code is Elder Godling. You can use that until next Wednesday, April 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific, and you get a free Electrum chest code, so go use that in your game. Let's see what else we got. Oh, of course, a huge thank you, of course, to our producer, Luca, who's back here with us, and this week we've got Jordan on the top of the moderating team, so thank you both for making sure that we're all good here in the stream. And a final enormous thank you to our friends over at Beetle and Grimm's. They sent the cast these beautiful, wonderful little character class dice sets, and they sent me the Game Master one, which is all very exciting. So we want to say an enormous thank you to all of them for helping out with our rolls. You all can definitely check out these sets and more class sets. There should be a link in chat. You can use !dice if you want to call up that information in chat, and there's a link there over to Beetle and Grimm's store. All right, that is our housekeeping. A quick recap, because we want to hop in and get to this. The 4 of you were gathered together, mostly by Scotty, who again cannot read, for the purpose of questing for the Pesting. Pest, my character from the previous 2 seasons of A Familiar Quest, has gone missing. He went away to do a job and then sort of never came back and never checked in. And so since Scotty is familiar with Pest, Scotty was asked to help collect a crew to go just make sure he's okay. So you all collected each other together. It was quite the meeting of the minds. And and then you found yourself just outside the city of... Yeah, just a little bit. A little bit for you little familiars. You all are just outside the city of, oh, now I've forgotten, Easting and West Marching and...
Westgate.
East.
Yes, you are in the town of Westgate heading east. You were attacked by some creepy undead undersea things, managed to fight them off, found Rocher, your contact, who is taking you out to a sailing ship where you can head east.
Does he have candy?
Does he have candy? Does Roche have candy?
Rocher? Yeah.
He did not. Rocher did not have any candy on him. There may be some on the boat. We will find out.
I don't think dogs can have candy.
It's not good for you.
Oh, they're listening. They're already taking care of you, Scotty. And this
we can
is
get you other things that are tasty.
This is a little sampling of what it has been like, because as we begin today, we zoom in on a ship that is out in the middle of what you have over the past several days learned is called the Sea of Falling Stars. You all have been at sea for almost a full week at this point, and you've got several weeks to go from what you have been told. It seems that this ship is heading all the way east across the Sea of Fallen Stars. It's going to arrive in a place called Delfuntal, which is one of my favorite Forgotten Realms town names because it's fun to say, Delfuntal. And it's going to take about another 3 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks to get there. So you all have had some time to get to know each other, to make sure that Scotty doesn't get sick eating candy. And I want to know, as we find you all on this day, beautiful weather, not much of a breeze, but in terms of like days to be cruising the Sea of Falling Stars, it's not a bad one. And I want to know what you all are doing. You have a bit of leisure time. There may have been times where you were called upon to assist with things here or there, although most of the crew regularly forgets that you are more than just animals, or regular creatures. I suppose there's really only one of you that looks anything like an animal. So they don't often ask you for your help. Occasionally one will remember, oh yeah, they can also... Can you all do magic? No, most of you can do magic, so they'll ask you for something, but on the whole, they sort of left you alone. So what do we find the four of you doing on this sailing ship about a week out in the Sea of Falling Stars?
Are there buckets?
Oh yes, plenty.
Yeah, Squiddle is pulling water up out of the sea, and if there's any other buckets on deck, she's just filling them up, so that she can have a little spa day.
Oh, I see. Oh, I love that. Yes. Oh, we love a spa day. Absolutely. Yeah. And at one point, actually, Squiddle, make a perception check for me.
Okay. A natural 1.
Incredible.
Yes, Squiddle is
great. So a thing that will come back later. Love it. Okay. So Squiddle's having a lovely little spot. Do you have any other accoutrement, or is it just buckets of seawater, which is my favorite kind of spa day?
Squiddle does have a little baggie of Himalayan sea salt that she does add to the water.
Yes, love it. I love it. Yes. All right. So as Squiddle prepares their spa day, who else?
Okay. I will say that throughout the past couple weeks, Misty has gone between like being on the boat with the rest, but also just floating next to it outside the boat, slowly, seemingly in conflict.
Oh,
there's something that's on her mind.
I love it.
That may or may not come up.
I love it. Misty, will you make me an insight check?
Be good or someone's head's gonna roll. 15.
Okay, 15 is enough that though you are often preoccupied when you're off the ship and floating along, right? You're not so preoccupied as to not have noticed that like fully at least 50% of this crew is convinced that this ship, which hilariously is called the Thrice Lucky, is like cursed because there is some mysterious light following it in the night.
It's me, though.
Yeah, we know that. It's just you. But again, most of the crew keeps forgetting about you all and like what you are and why you're here. And so they just see this light in the night, right? Particularly on like the misty nights that you've been out there, and it's harder to like really get a sense of what you are. They just see this mysterious light, and like the senior officers are fine, the captain is fine, the first mate's fine, right? But like some of the crewmen are like, we're never making it out of here.
Every now and again.
Just once in a while, they're like, well, better make sure my will's in order.
It seems like she's trying to resist the urge to do something specific, but she's doing very well at resisting it. It will come up.
I love it. Before I find out what either Disco or Scotty are doing, can I have Disco, Scotty, and Squiddle, can I have you three all roll insight checks now, just to see how aware you are of Misty's brooding?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
What the
Hey!
All right, excuse me, what the crap? I forgot where we were.
Very unaware at a 7.
Sorry.
Squiddle's
Okay, yeah, well, Squiddle is very busy with their spa day. I don't know what you want from them. Okay, so we don't have to deal with it right now, but Disco and Scotty are both hyper aware that something's going on with Misty. Listen, a natural 20 doesn't give you mind reading powers, right? So you don't know what's going on, but something's up. Great. Okay, so Disco or Scotty, what are you all up to?
Disco has chosen like a spot sort of near the front. I don't remember what parts of ships are called. It's four. The front part.
That is a word for the front, sure.
I guess. And has been like essentially, while Misty has sort of been like a weird bright light at night, Disco has been this weird bright reflective light in the day, because Disco is constantly sunning themselves.
Incredible.
But it is sort of having the reverse effect. Like they've pulled some of their crystals to try and shine on them, but all it's doing is reflecting the sunlight at literally everywhere else.
Yes.
So I feel bad for any crew that has looked in their direction.
Oh, that's
because there's just this beacon of a fractal mascot sitting at the front of the ship, just enjoying themselves.
If Squiddle has anything that resembles a sunshade, they're just pointing it towards Disco.
Yeah.
Getting the sunburn of their life.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's like some spare like sailcloth that you have that you just sort of bring around and just put up in between you and Disco.
Yeah.
I love it. Disco. All right, sunning. Let's see. Why don't you make me a perception check?
18.
The first mate, whose name is G, like spends a lot of time when you are out sunning, like passing by you. And with an 18, I think at first you think maybe he's like watching you, and it's kind of weird. And then you realize that in fact what he is doing is using you as a mirror to like check himself several times throughout the day when he goes by you. He's a very fastidious man.
On the most recent pass by, Disco kind of pauses and actually flexes some more of the mirrors, like more of the crystals mirror, and say, "Oh, you're good. You're good. Just so you know, like out of all around here, you're good. You got it. You're tight."
So G is also one of the crew members that sometimes forgets that you all talk. So yeah, there's a little thank you, Disco. It just you happen to, you kind of reflective, and it's not that I was looking. I think the captain's calling.
Y'all ain't got mirrors at sea? I don't. Okay.
Squiddle just starts laughing.
At this point,
awkward, and fills her gills up with water.
Scotty, what were you doing?
Yeah, from above that conversation, you hear a very muffled, I don't know if I can even do it with this in my mouth. Oh, yes, you were. You were looking at yourself. Oh, yes, you were. You were looking at yourself.
He was, wasn't he? He was.
Scotty has decided that he is a lookout.
Oh, incredible. I love it.
He had to be helped up there because he tried to climb the mast, and it was very embarrassing.
Great. I love that. And the crewman that's, I mean, often up there with you because I don't think the captain recognizes you as the official lookout of this crew. Definitely recognizes you as a blink dog and watched you trying to climb the ladder and was just like, can't you just, come with me, and like brought you up.
Oh, thank
you. I love it. Well, as you, go ahead.
It's just like, seriously, and every once in a while the dagger's out, like, like I'm gonna make sure nobody catches us, you know, all of nobody else that's on the ocean.
The first few days that you were up there, that crewman would regularly try to like swap out your dagger for like a stick or a carrot or anything that isn't a blade.
You have literally chosen the one food my actual dog will not eat.
Will not eat. Incredible. Well, you noticed right away then, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I love it. Well, so you all have run off this poor first mate G with just all of your heckling from all sides. And that's where we will sort of pick up the little story that we're telling. So you all are out getting ready for your leisure day, and you're out for a few hours before you realize that like one of the reasons that this is such a lovely leisure day is that the ship isn't really going anywhere. And as you pay a little closer attention, as each of you in your own time, so Scotty, it'll be a few days, as you realize this, you start to notice that some of the crewmen are like looking very uncomfortable. And then you all hear just like, you can't make out words, but a bellowing, angry yell coming from the captain's quarters. And several crewmen like scurry out of there looking well chastised and run off to do various duties.
Has anyone else noticed that the clouds are not moving?
My ears are not flapping.
This entire time, Disco has been calculating the ship's movement. So Disco, this entire time, has been eerily still. Like everybody else is moving. Disco is completely, and all of a sudden, they're like, wait, I thought I had this. Are we not moving?
I don't think we are.
No, I'm having to do it myself manually, the ear flap, and it's just not working.
I'm really good with coordinates, and we are still at the same coordinates we were at, I think, when we first got on the boat.
What?
Yeah, about how long have we maybe not been?
Yeah, it's not that bad, but but you haven't moved definitely since last night. At this point, as you all are discussing exactly how far you have traveled over the last several hours, the captain's quarters doors burst open, and out pops the captain of the Thrice Lucky, Captain Cardinal, and he just yells, "Where's that wizard?" And everyone on deck does exactly what the four of you just did, right? Looks around like, I don't know who he is talking about. And eventually one of the crewmen very meekly goes, we left him in Westgate, sir. And the captain freezes, slowly turns. Well, now why would you choose to do an absurd thing like that then? And again, there is silence. And then from the other side of the ship, somewhere where you cannot see this man, which you realize very quickly might be on purpose, a voice says, "'Cause you told us to, sir?" Aye, I did. Well, surely someone else on this ship can get the winds a-blowing so that we don't have to be becalmed anymore.
I know.
I tried. It was my best.
It earns you extra scratches from that crewman, but I don't think it moves the boat any. But I applaud your initiative, Scotty. Truly, I do. Truly, I do. Several of the crewmen have basically tried the humanoid equivalents thereof, right? Like a few of them have started like climbing masts with like great big wooden beams that they're trying to like fan into the sails, and some of them are just trying to like move the sails to and fro to catch any kind of wind, but they're just not having any luck. And finally, the captain sort of centers his attention on the four of you in your various locations and doesn't say anything, just watches you all.
Misty's actually going to disappear, but then reappear like right in front of his face.
Now, okay, hold on. I'm going to give him a roll to not freak out. Oh, well, okay. It's clearly when it doesn't matter, I roll natural 20s.
Okay.
So yes.
So
he like, you can see a twitch right in his eye because you're very close, but he doesn't otherwise respond. Yeah.
And she's gonna move to the side, and then she's basically floating around his head, and she's gonna say, maybe the wizard didn't want you to leave him. And so the boat stands still.
And are ye going to be the one to do something about it?
No!
That gets him. That gets him for sure. Well, do you think one of your magical friends might be able to help? Otherwise, what good are ye?
To sail a boat, you mean?
I don't know. I've seen a couple of them flinging magic. Can any of them get the wind a-blowing?
Let me ask. And she's gonna float over to Squiddle. Do you know how to sail a ship?
I know how to navigate. I'm sure it's pretty easy to turn a steering wheel, right?
I don't have arms. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I can help turn the steering wheel, and it seems like the captain is being kind of mean. Do you want me to talk to them?
Yes, but put on your mustache first.
Oh,
You
good
might
call.
scare.
Good call. And Squiddle takes out her mustache bomb and forms it into the most magnificent, huge stash you've ever seen. Handlebar mustache.
Yes. Yes.
And then levitates over to the captain. It seems like you are stressed out about something, and I just think you should calm down. And she casts friends.
Oh.
On him.
Okay. Oh, yes. Wisdom save? We are going for it, and I'm here for it.
It doesn't say.
Oh, amazing. Well, if it doesn't say, then let's see. Perhaps
or maybe
not.
for the durate, you have advantage on all charisma checks.
Oh, that's right.
So
it gives
maybe
you advantage. That's right. It's not charm person. It just makes you better at this. Okay, great. So why don't you make a persuasion check with advantage then?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not that one.
Okay.
How about a 13?
Ooh, a 13's not bad. A 13 is enough to at least get him to sort of pause for a minute, feeling positively inclined to you for the moment. And he does sort of take a deep breath. I suppose.
8 seconds in.
Okay.
8 seconds out. You've been at sea for too long, and then we stopped moving, so you probably feel like you've been out here for like way longer than you actually have.
8 seconds feels like so long.
So we're gonna figure out how to get us moving again.
Oh. Aye, well, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
The deep breaths
so
help.
you can just like, take it easy and go back to your quarters probably. Why don't you go take a nap?
I don't know if the 13 was that good. Yes, well, if you think that perhaps you can help us out a bit. You see, Perhaps I
There you
will
go.
go
There you
and take
go.
a sit and plan out the chart for once we get past this damned becalmed weather.
Perfect.
I will
You
will
deserve
go
some
in.
R&R.
Well, that's
We'll take care of everything out here. You go in there, take some much deserved R&R, and when you wake up, well, we'll have everything figured out. Right, Misty?
Yes, and you will be alive as well.
I didn't know that was in question.
Well, I was going to say I'm surprised how much better I feel after our chat, Squiddle, but now
I'm glad.
Now I'm not really sure, so I'm going to go ahead and go inside.
Okay, night-night.
Yes, to be clear, I'm not going to be asleep, he says as he closes the door.
So now we have to figure out how to make this ship move.
Jumped right in. I love it.
Did the ship just like we didn't notice it come to us like a screeching grinding? It just stopped.
It just stopped. It feels like, I mean, any of you who have ever heard any stories, right, about life at sea, it's probably, this does seem to be a sailing ship, right? There aren't racks for oars. So it's probably just the winds are crap today, right? You're in the doldrums or whatever, and it just isn't working for the sailing part of the sailing ship.
Yeah. The sails of like Disco's been basically casting like prestidigitation to try and like it's basically just breathing at the sails. So they've been doing like this tiny puff.
Incredible.
And that's not working. So what they just start and they kind of get this look on their face that is, if you can imagine like a fractal mascot deep in thought, that's sort of what it looks like. And all of a sudden, meteorology. That's what it is.
Oh my
and
God.
Disco will use Druidcraft to try and create a sensory effect that predicts what the weather is going to be at our location for the next 24 hours.
Oh, I like it. Okay, so what you get is... So at first you think like maybe the spell didn't work because nothing happens. And then you realize eventually that in fact something did happen, right? What appeared was a little bit of sunlight and absolutely no wind. But then, just as you're about to like, I don't know, maybe try the spell again because maybe it didn't work or something, you get the tiniest little bit of rain and wind that you just sort of, you imagine feeling it, right? So you get the sense that it's going to be the better part of the next 24 hours in doldrums, but sometime about mid-morning tomorrow, the winds will pick back up. Of course, there'll be a storm, but the winds will pick back up.
Based on that, Disco turns around and looks at everybody. I don't know, y'all spa day?
I've already got you beat. There's room in here for you too. For all four of us, actually.
Because I think we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here a while unless we can make the ship move. Can y'all make the ship move?
I don't know
Scotty,
how to
where's
control
Scotty?
wind.
You do? You think you control the wind?
I don't know how to control the wind. No.
Maybe Scotty knows how to control the wind.
I wouldn't put good money on it, but
What is Scotty doing?
What is Scotty doing?
That sound looks like a giraffe.
Very good. Very good. Good.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you all can absolutely spa day it up. The captain is currently distracted. The rest of the crew is a little bit at a loss also, because none of them are wizards. None of them are ship wizards. So, sure.
So I'm gonna fill this tub up so there's
Okay.
enough water in it for everybody. But I think the wizard is in Westgate still. So if you all want to just relax in this tub, and then I can just direct us towards Westgate and try to figure out what's going on with the ship. I can't move it. I can just direct the boat. I can turn the boat around in the opposite direction.
You can turn the boat around.
Yeah, with the
Well,
steering wheel.
I mean, you can turn it upside down. It
Stop.
doesn't matter because they didn't have a backup wizard. Who doesn't have a backup wizard?
I don't
kidding.
know.
I don't even know what a
It's
backup
poor
wizard is.
project management. There needs to be
that hurt.
redundancy on
Oh,
the
that
ship.
hurt.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Oh, this is fantasy. It got too real. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You all can set up, and Squiddle. Well, now wait a minute though, because Squiddle, you've got your little spa area set up. Are you sharing that area? Or does every person for themselves? Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah, it's
We can
basically
fit
a
in
big
it?
hot tub.
It's big hot tub.
We can all
perfect.
fit in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you all can. I don't know if any crew members fit in with you, but you're all very small when you want to be.
Scotty,
It's basically a big bucket.
I love it.
Okay.
Scotty.
Mhm.
Scotty, no. Because
So-
Scotty
Oh, no
Uh,
bath time.
Scotty thought he heard Disco say bathtub wizard, and then he saw this giant tub.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. And he is trying to climb further up the mast with little to no success.
I like it. Yeah, Misty.
Missy's going to get out of the tub or whatever she was floating near and then appear attached to Scotty like Velcro again.
Incredible.
And so Scotty, you're just gonna feel this like Velcro ball on you. And
Oh, hi,
she's just
Misty.
gonna say, where are you going?
Away from the bath.
Scotty,
What?
we have been challenged to move this ship. You can't climb the mast now. Come back down.
Those two things can't occur at the same time.
Wait a minute. What you
Wait a minute.
This got real fast.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
What were you getting ready to do up here? You don't know?
No.
She has no clue.
I love it.
I haven't been there yet. It looked interesting.
I'm going to tell you a story, Scotty.
Oh, I like stories. Okay. This guy
I'm
kind of settles
unfair.
down.
Misty sort of rolls up more on Scotty's fur and says, I'm considered a disappointment as a will-o-wisp. You know why?
Why?
Because as a will-o-wisp, I'm supposed to lead unsuspecting travelers and sailors to their deaths. But all I did was help them on their journeys. So I was banished from the guild. I am trying to get back in the guild now.
Oh.
So I have to prove myself.
Scotty
I-
wipes his face because the lisp is very close. And disappointment was a bit much. So are you telling me it's you that's doing the no wind?
I don't know. I'm worried it's my fault the ship isn't moving. Can you check somehow?
I will use my random trait, eye for detail, which allows me to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
Yeah, do it.
She did ask.
Yeah. Do it. Let's see.
That's a 4.
So this ship moves when wind
Oh,
blows in the sails.
What?
And right now, it's not.
Wait, do all ships know about that?
Disco. She's like, wait a second.
What if? What if? Whoa, what if? Squiddle!
What if we killed everyone on the
swim?
boat except for us?
No, that's
Well,
not
Misty was saying that they feel like this is their fault because they've been helping sailors, right? Instead of killing them.
What if? Without
What if?
knowing I've been doing something.
Yes,
You don't know unless you try.
Well, if you were leading these sailors, and I would like to make it clear that I am not a sailor and therefore am not beholden to that rule.
Not a sailor.
Wait a minute.
If you're leading them to their deaths, doesn't that mean I don't? Is there anything in the water we should be concerned about?
And Misty's gonna appear right in front
with
of your
pointy teeth earlier.
Yeah, great.
Besides my dad.
It was
don't know.
it was not your dad.
I know that my dad is down there somewhere. It may not have been that bloated body that day, but he's down there.
But it's some bloated body somewhere, and we're going.
I
to
don't
help
know
you
if he's
find it.
bloated.
He might be.
He should change his diet then.
Oh,
He may eat too much salt. I told him that. I said, Dad, you are too old to be eating so much salt. But he is a sea creature also, so
He's a
So-
that
secret.
could be
Oh,
part of the
wow.
problem.
yeah, they probably don't have like yogurt down there, so it's probably
you,
okay.
honey.
Yeah.
No, I don't. This is so perfect because at this point, we are now talking about how much salt the godling's father consumes and whether or not it's a healthy amount. As you all are, I mean, Scotty is still up in the thing and Misty's sort of hanging off of Scotty, I think, and Squiddle's in a hot tub of buckets.
You know what
and-
Misty is? Misty is that dryer ball that gets stuck to
Yes.
And so it is this tableau that the captain comes out of his quarters again to see, and he just sort of stands there. And he slowly walks over to where you are, Misty, or as close as he can get, and sort of looks up at you and says, so, guess we're not fixing the wind, huh?
You know, you said you were
Wait,
gonna
what?
take a nap. And when I said that we were gonna fix things, I thought that we had a little bit more time. So do you have insomnia?
It's like 11 a.m.
But you
I
didn't
mean-
even take a nap.
Well,
It's
no.
almost noon.
Ripe for nap time. Right. Will you, Squiddle? He's already sort of inclined. So why don't you make me one more persuasion check? You can keep the advantage. I know the spell has worn off, but you can keep the advantage for now, Squiddle. Another persuasion check with advantage.
15.
Okay. All right. Well, I suppose the charts could use a bit more charting. Listen, you'll let me know if I need to figure out plan B or C, or I suppose we're at D at this point.
Well, we're at sea, so you know,
Nice.
I guess we're at sea.
All right. Well,
It's also like
you made a
it's
joke.
well, it's also like we only have to wait about a day. It's gonna pick up in the morning.
Oh, I know you like to be. You can tell you're an optimistic sort, you shiny little thing. But oftentimes these doldrums will last far more than a single day.
At that, Disco grows to
Oh,
human size
shit.
in the captain's face.
Yes. Let's give him another little wisdom save. That's a 9 on the die, so he definitely takes a step back.
Said, it'll be in the morning. And then shrinks back to his small size.
Intimidation with advantage.
I didn't even
Nice.
Listen, I'm just putting words to what you're doing. I don't know.
The obviously a tiny fractal mascot can do so much with that.
Not
It's a
so
14.
Tiny, a 14 is plenty to get him to go, yep, tomorrow will be fine.
Naps are very soothing.
And then, as he turns and goes back to his quarters, about, I don't know, a few paces from his quarters, you see him reach over to these, like this stack of barrels and sort of honk something behind it. And the ship's chef kind of tumbles out from behind the barrels where he has been, and you all have seen him do this several times over the last week, and this is what Squiddle would have noticed earlier. He's been eyeing Squiddle and trying to get at them because he really does think that they will make a delicious appetizer.
Detect thoughts.
Yes, absolutely.
Squiddle clocks that they've been staring at them, and they.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And immediately you get, zut alors, the captain, he caught me. Well, I will get her soon. That Linux has never not gotten the ingredients that he wants. You heard me.
Hey, chef. It's nice to meet you finally. I didn't know that you were hiding behind the barrels there. Are you running out of food?
Well, thank you very much, but no, my kitchen is fully stocked, just as we were planning to do. We have plenty of surplus. I know how to plan a menu.
I don't think you do, because it seems like you are running out of resources because you're thinking about eating me, which is really rude.
Oh, now this is wild.
I have a spa day, and now I have to worry about being eaten, and all I want to do is find this wizard and then maybe eventually find my dad. I don't want to worry about chefs cooking me.
You are a passenger. I would never think of, and as he's saying this, he's like, but she would be so tasty. Never think of cooking anything new in a little bit of butter sauce with a nice bit of like a garlic sort of aioli on the side and a little like frying of sort of a tempura batter. No, I would never.
I would taste delicious, but you cannot cook me.
From up above, you hear. And then Scotty's in front of the chef.
Oh, incredible.
Listen, bud. I have licked Squiddle once. They do not taste good.
Squiddle, you get an undeniable thought of jealousy that passes through the link when Scotty says that. It's fine. But you okay, so the chef says, but you licked her when she was raw, but not that matters because I would never eat her. Probably. I have to go. The dinner is not going to make itself.
You have to be careful. Squiddle, you have to be careful.
Can you believe this guy trying to cook me?
He finds you appetizing.
Can you maybe lead him to his death?
What do they want us to do? Do you have any idea? Disco.
That sounded accusatory.
Everything Misty says sounds a little accusatory.
I'm gonna try and not take that personal. I mean, I do have a lot of ideas, but none of them really apply to this situation. I never really learned like weather magic.
Also, for what it's worth, the captain, after your little conversation, seemed very happy to wait until morning.
Oh,
he did. Yeah, he was a little satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, the two of you, you did the 1-2 punch of successful charisma rolls. Yeah.
Nice.
Squiddle?
Yes?
I want you to know I've never actually licked you.
It's okay. I wouldn't be offended. It's happened before, because everybody thinks that squidlings taste like sushi. But we actually just kind of taste like uncooked frogs.
Oh.
Or so I've heard.
Have you eaten other?
That's so I've heard.
This is an important caveat there at the end.
I mean, I'm a little sad because I mean, I really like to eat, but they've never offered me food here.
Wait, what?
They haven't offered me food on this ship.
You mean like in the last couple of hours, right? Because they definitely have fed you all. Or is this just Scotty's perception of time? Got it. Okay. I
Scotty
just wanted to be sure that you all knew that I was not torturing your characters on this ship and that you were being fed.
No, Scotty is the
That's
equivalent of the
interesting.
cat who has all the food in the dish but can see the bottom.
Right. Right. Got it. Understood. Understood 100%. Just making sure.
That's interesting. Like, what do they eat? Like, what do each of them eat while they're traveling? That's a good question.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah. I mean, the stuff that would be provided is like, you know, salted fish and meat and whatever, like easily storable like root vegetable kind of stuff. But I mean, are there other things that you all would require?
Oh, y'all eat food?
Oh, well, there's that.
All y'all get paid?
In food.
In food. I mean, we have eaten, and I would just like to let all of you know that the sight of Scotty with all 5 of his teeth trying to chew down on root vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a toss up whether they're more food or chew toy.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, actually.
Well, we
All
should
right.
go to the buffet. I'm sure they have something in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you all can sort of have this lovely little becalmed spa day that I think about half of you might have intended to get to. The other half seemed genuinely interested in getting the ship moving, but here we are. And it's a lovely day, and it's just a little slice of life. You hear that night, since the ship still isn't moving, some of the crew members get up on deck, and they have a lantern and they tell ghost stories about the lands to the east, further east from where the ship is going, about the lands of Thay and the horrible undead monsters that rule there, and how there's not a single living soul in all of the lands of Thay, for everyone who enters is turned into undead.
I have a
And
question about your story. How do they know that?
How did they know? Yeah, well, I mean, there's a big old hole in your story there, and even Scotty got it.
Just like walking. What does that mean?
That you're very perceptive.
Oh yeah, I am.
The crewman who was telling the story sort of says, well, it's what they say, you know.
But who? Who says it?
Is it Thay that says it? Is Thay they?
They.
Is
This
it,
poor man. Yes?
is it like tourist like propaganda from Thay? Maybe like it's really nice there and they want people to visit.
Or
But-
maybe they don't want people to visit. They're like, ooh, don't come see our cool stuff.
So maybe it's really nice there.
Well, I was just going to tell you about how they do all kinds of dark magic experiments, but yeah, I mean,
But-
I guess it might all be propaganda. Oh God, I really have to rethink my life now.
You could go north. I've been north, and there's lots of scary magic up north.
Why would anybody want to go where there's scary magic?
I saw it's
I would like
cold
to
up
go
there.
with this scary magic.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously she would, but you know.
Yeah, you all have broken the mind of this crewman, so that's fine.
And I'm sorry, even Scotty got it. Really?
What?
You know?
Well, we should probably move on to tomorrow before this continues to be discussed. So, you know, the rest of that night, fun ghost stories or whatever on deck, or you all ruining fun ghost stories, I don't know. And then the next morning, you know, as Disco predicted, you know, the winds do pick up. A light rain does come in, and it's pretty clear that it's going to become a storm before too long. But with the ship back underway, the captain seems much happier. Finds a moment, Disco, to come to you and say, well, you were right, and I should admit that as the master of this ship.
Oh, you don't have to come over here looking like someone left your cake out in the rain. We're moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Disco, who leaves cake in the rain?
Mm.
I don't really know, but apparently it's really hard to make again.
What? I'm very confused.
Because
I
the
think
recipes
Shaggy-
are really,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
recipes are
I'll
really
eat it.
rare.
If you
So,
let
you
me
know.
Cake out in the rain, I'll eat it.
I mean, I'll still eat the cake. It's still cake.
Then you arrive at the portion of the Sea of Falling Stars that is known as MacArthur Park. So the next, so you get, sorry, that made my brain leak out of my ear.
Scotty has a question. Very important question.
Go ahead, Scotty. Ooh.
Do stars actually fall here?
I can't say I've ever seen one.
I've been watching very closely.
Is that what you've been looking out for? I wondered. You seemed very intent.
I was?
It's a compliment. Never mind. Carry on with your question.
Oh, no. I was just wondering because I wanted to know if you ever saw a star fall.
Oh, no, I have not. I have never seen a star fall here.
Bet you would cut the ship in half.
Uh-huh.
And just like trots back off to the front of the ship.
Really good. Really good. Now
Even
the captain is worried
Squiddle
about a
is
star
disturbed
falling.
by that.
Yeah, so is the captain. Disco predicted the weather. Now he's worried that Scotty is going to predict starfall. The trip continues apace. There's my brain is back now. The trip continues apace. The storm never gets too bad. It's unpleasant, but it never gets too bad. It certainly doesn't threaten the ship. And then after about another week at sea or so, the first mate sort of calls an all-hands meeting and makes a point of asking for the four of you to attend as well. And he gets everyone together and explains to the crew who has done this before, but to the four of you for whom it is new, that you all are approaching the Pirate Isles in the Sea of Fallen Stars, and the ship needs to spend the next several days running completely silent and completely dark. And for the most part, you all will be traveling only at night whenever possible, so as to avoid any undue attention. And as he says that, you all hear from outside of the cabin the unmistakable booming retort of cannon fire. And we're a little before the halfway 9 o'clock mark, but this does seem like a very me way to bring us into a little tight 5-minute break so that you all can stew on the news that you've gotten for 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. So take care of yourselves, get you some water and stretch and a snack and whatever else you need. We will do the same. We will be back in 5 minutes to find out how the rest of this trip across the Sea of Fallen Stars and through the Pirate Isles goes. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you very shortly.
Bye.
Welcome back. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We are back as we left the Familiar Quest crew. They were in quarters chatting with the first mate and other crew about the upcoming trip through the Pirate Isles, how it will be important that stealth and quiet and dark and all of that. And then there was the unmistakable retort of cannon fire from outside. Yes, Disco?
Was the cannon fire like from our ship, or was it just we heard cannon fire from outside?
What an amazingly good and prescient question. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Oh no. Something tells me we shouldn't have even asked. Just kidding.
No, this is.
I'm glad you did.
That's a delightful 12.
It was either from this ship or a ship very close by.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yes, sure, Scotty.
Scotty has keen hearing.
Oh, you want to make a perception check with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely with advantage.
Okay, great.
21.
21. You, Scotty, are absolutely certain that this cannon was on the Thrice Lucky when it went off. And you also hear the voice of one of the crew members who you have, you recognize the voice. You've heard it over these several weeks of trip. You hear this voice going, crap. Shit, the captain's going to be so pissed. Oh, God. Oh, what do I tell him? Maybe he didn't notice. Maybe nobody noticed.
Scotty follows the sound of the voice.
Okay, you exit this room and head over to one of the little ports where the cannons are, and there's just a very nervous crewman who's like blowing out the still smoking like wick end of the cannon and sees you. Well, let's see if notices you come in.
And if Squiddle sees Scotty,
Yeah.
run. She's gonna run after
I'm
him.
not
Heck
doing
yeah.
stealth.
Yeah, absolutely. Go with. He rolled a 4 for perception, so he's busy.
So,
But yeah, any combination of the 4 of you that wants can head to this cannoneer.
Scotty
Yeah,
jumps up
I'm
on the
still
cannon,
stuck.
like, oh yes, Misty's still stuck. Scotty
Yes.
jumps up on the
Second.
cannon and is looking at the wick and like, is that bad?
This crewman is so preoccupied that when he finally sees you, it's like as he's like going to and like blows on your nose, Scotty, which I know you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He looks out
Oh,
of vision slightly and then comes back. Oh, yeah.
very good. Yes, excellent. I love that. Oh no, you didn't. Why are you here? You didn't notice it, did you?
It was very loud.
No, did everyone hear?
No, just me.
Oh,
I'm lying to make
Oh.
you feel better, but just me.
okay. Oh, are they mad?
I don't know. I didn't stay to find
Wait.
out.
We didn't say. We're just here for this drama. We can go back inside and find out about that drama if you want.
Yeah, we were just snooping around. We wanted to know who lit the cannon, but we're not mad about it. We're not gonna tell anyone.
Oh,
You
okay.
promise.
Okay, great.
Misty,
Thank you.
Did you get
Thank
shot out
you.
of this cannon?
What?
You're round shaped.
No, well, no, actually, now I'm kind of curious about that too. But no, we shouldn't use it was a mistake. Like, not now is not the time. Maybe later when we're past the Pirate Isles, we can. I mean, I don't know. Do you want to get shot out of it? Maybe you don't want that. I don't want to assume.
I think he thinks the pirates are gonna all kill us now.
That thought hadn't crossed my mind, but now I'm worried about it. If you all could hear it so loudly, they probably could too. Oh no. Oh
They
no.
must definitely heard it. It was really
Absolutely.
loud.
Oh, what do we
I
do?
mean-
What do we do? The captain's gonna be so mad.
I'll go find out. I'll tell him and go find out if he's mad.
No,
It was
the
in all
captain is
hands.
like
Why-
the
yeah.
captain's super chill right now. He just woke up from a nap. I wouldn't tell him
Been
because
taking
I
so
would,
many maps since that day that we were stuck.
I
It
can
was,
tell you it's very valuable to take naps. It's very good for you.
It's very good. Yeah. It if you're ever feeling like you hate everyone, or is it when everyone hates you,
Oh,
you take a
right.
nap,
Yeah, that
and
I'm
then
more
when
familiar
you
with.
hate everyone, you
Oh.
eat something.
Oh.
So was it an accident?
Yeah,
Did
oh
you,
yeah,
like-
yeah, totally. No, it absolutely was. I was just I set the wick like I was supposed to, and then I took the light, and then I realized that I shouldn't have. It was an accident.
So
Why
you
did-
know when like you light when like something is flammable and then you hold fire to it,
Yeah.
you know that it catches fire, right?
Well, listen, I understand that is a reasonable question in this moment to ask, but yes, I do.
Detect thoughts.
Um.
And it's the last time I will do that, I swear.
Yeah, no. I love it. Please do it as often as possible. I knew you had it. It's fine. So he is currently, his mind is racing. He definitely, you see lots of flashes of like the Thrice Lucky being attacked by like 18 pirate ships that have completely surrounded it, right? Like catastrophic level imaginations of what his accidental cannon fire is going to cause. But also in this moment where you're like, do you really know this? He is thinking about flammable things catching fire, but like it's all wrong, right? There is nothing either scientific or magical. He thinks that it's like the way, like the sparks themselves are living creatures that sort of eat away at the covering and let go the fire. Like it's a very odd conception of how fire works, which is why he was he paused so long. He's a
Scotty's
strange
looking
dude.
at him while he's thinking. Disco?
Yeah.
Is that what it looks like when I think?
No, well, I guess.
I have to work on my thinking face.
No, but it definitely looks like you when you're hungry.
That's true.
I guess at this point, because you all have said that everyone heard it, there is like a knock on the door of this lower deck area where the cannons are, and another crew person kind of pokes their head in. Is everything okay? G's pretty pissed about the cannon. What's
It was an accident.
Okay.
They didn't know that wicks were flammable. I know, but like everything's gonna be okay. They're beating themselves up over it, and like if you could just tell the captain that everything is fine. It was just an accident.
Oh,
no one's coming after us.
So far I don't know that the captain has noticed. G was pretty upset, but I'll see what I can do.
Oh. Good. I thought you said that that's good. The captain doesn't know. Don't tell the captain.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Man, you all need to come with us more often. This trip is usually very boring.
I would love to. I love being at sea. Don't you love being at sea?
Generally I do. I really just sort of feel like it calls to me.
The sea calls to you?
I mean, like in my soul. I thought that's where this conversation was. Never mind. Now I feel awkward. I'm gonna go tell G that everything's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. He wanders out, sort of a hand to his head, like, oh, they're interesting, but whew. All right. So this what is this cannoneer's name is Smiley, by the way. And he just thanks you all profusely and just says, listen, I will be much more careful. I think I have looks at you, Squiddle. I think I have like a much better grasp on like fire. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be much more careful. Thank you all. I super appreciate it. It's my
I would
first...
love to like do a training session with you sometime if you're up for it about fire safety and how to operate a cannon.
Yes, like you would think that those are like basic first-time crewman sign-on like procedures.
I think they set you up to fail when you
Thank
got this job.
you.
They did not train you, and that's not your fault.
It just finally feels like somebody kind of sees what it is that I'm going through in a way that like I've been just so stressed,
I know. And I saw that you were thinking about how like all these ships were gonna hear the cannon go off, and no one.
You don't think they will?
No one heard the cannon except for us.
Oh,
so you're all good.
I mean, but if they did, then it's probably not going to matter very much because like Pirate Isle kind of implies pirates.
Hey, Misty?
What? Is Misty visible at this point?
Scotty can feel Misty as
Oh
no, you can. I'm curious if Smiley is aware. Okay.
Yeah, she's sort of like, this ship is run by amateurs. She's just sort of invisible at the moment. Yeah.
you don't even need to work to send this crew, of course.
Yeah.
Scotty is looking at the wick. Hey, Misty, do you have anything that makes fire?
No. Says Smiley.
No what?
No fire. Listen, I'm gonna take a few deep breaths. The captain has been like teaching us all that. I don't know.
4 seconds in and 8 seconds out.
8 seconds feels like such a long time, don't you think?
It is a long time. I actually do more like 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out.
Somewhere in the middle.
Right.
It depends on your lung capacity.
That is pretty good.
We're small, so
Right. Excellent. All right. Well, our friend Smiley here gets himself together, promises to not accidentally light any more cannons ablaze. And you all can head back out to begin the crossing through the Pirate Isles. Now, as far as what G said, the biggest thing that you all have to do is the ship has to run quietly and it has to run dark. Is there anything that the four of you would like to do? Now, based on the weather problem, I do think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there anything that you all would like to do to contribute to the swift, quiet, and dark running of this ship for the next several days?
Oh.
Do you really want to ask that question?
I mean, listen, it can also, it doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be I cast this spell. Maybe it's I help to, you know, make sure that the rigging is tied tightly so it doesn't creak. It could be anything, right? Or also it could be, screw y'all, we're passengers, we're not helping you crew this ship. That's also totally y'all's prerogative.
Scotty is going to go amongst the crew members, assumedly with Misty still attached, because it seems to be Misty's default setting.
It's like a free ride.
I love it. Listen.
And Scotty's going to go among the crew members and give them the big puppy dog eyes and comfort them by like cuddling them.
Oh, I like that.
Oh.
Make.
Oh no.
Make persuasion.
Make me
check.
make an animal handling check.
Make. Oh, that's sort of funny. I'll let you pick. But with your puppy dog eyes, you can have advantage.
23.
Okay,
on
or just roll
persuasion.
amazing.
Well,
Okay,
let me try
great.
again. 25 on persuasion.
Incredible, incredible. I love it. Okay, so great. I'm gonna keep that, and then we'll tell you all about how good that was in a moment. Anyone else want to do anything? The crew is mostly going around right now, and the three things that the crew is working on, I should tell you to kind of give you all some sort of idea. Part of the crew is working on sort of all of the hatches and portholes and everything around the ship to make sure that they are sealed tight, and if any light can escape through any of them, they're like packing them either, you know, with caulk or even just like sailcloth and stuff. Part of the crew is going around and making sure that all of the rigging, all of the ropes are nice and tight. And so none of the cargo shifts or anything like that, and there's no creaking. And the other crew is going up to the sails and is painting the sails darker, actually. Like there's like a darker gray wash that they're putting on the sails just to make it harder to see.
Can we paint a cat on it?
We should put crossbones on it.
Ooh, yes, camouflage. I love it. So that's what the crew's up to.
Okay.
I was thinking like Cthulhu or something. As a symbol. Maybe we can do like multiple flags. Disco, what would you want for your flag?
We have like a craft flag day.
Well, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dragon head.
Put me in a flag. That's a
Misty,
good
were
question.
you saying something?
Oh yeah, Misty, did you have
Yes.
something else? Go for it.
Yes. Actually, Misty's going to detach herself and fly up to
my
the
friend.
crow's nest. I know, right? She's
Oh, no, my
actually gonna move
friend.
herself. She's gonna fly up to the crow's nest at the lookout point where the barrelman is and just sort of stay there on the lookout.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe she'll see something first.
Why don't you, Misty, roll me perception, and I will take advantage because of your high vantage point.
Oh, natural 20, 23.
Hey, okay, got it. Anything else preparation-wise?
Yes, when the crew members are awing over him, Scotty's stealing the food off their plates.
I mean, I assumed. It was a given. No, yes. Okay, great. Love that. Perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah, Squiddle's just emptying the bucket because we have to be quiet to like reduce the swishing of water
Perfect.
noises
Yes,
on
that's
board.
probably wise. I love that.
Then he uses her telekinesis, her mage hand, to go into the buffet area to secure any of the clinky dishes that might still be sitting
Oh, I
out
like
on the
that.
table.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's
Great.
a good idea.
Okay, great. Anything disco?
Well, they said silent, and that's really hard. So Disco's just trying really hard not to talk a lot.
Shine.
Yeah, sure.
Though yes, he did go and, you know, I feel sorry to this crewman, whoever this crewman is, but Disco did go into someone's wardrobe and used kind of their sharp body to sort of give themselves a dark cloth wrap so that it's not quite so shiny, so maybe like the stars don't reflect off of them when we're
I like that.
at night.
That
Yeah.
was better than what I had planned for Disco.
Oh no.
Oh.
There was paint involved.
What?
Paint?
I don't
Well.
know if it would stick.
Oh, interesting. I don't either, actually.
So yeah,
Maybe like some kind of
Disco's-
texturized primer.
so yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Disco,
a little bit.
no.
But don't do that. It's okay. I have prestidigitation.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So Disco's trying to be quiet, and then also wear dark clothes. I guess he's trying to pretend. He's trying to pretend like he's a rogue, but you can just hear. You can hear a lot of like noise as they're like trying to stay still and can't.
I love it.
But it's like it's tiny. It's like tiny tapping. It's
yeah,
like,
just little. Yeah, of course. Okay, I love this. So based on everything that you all have done so far, and Scotty and Misty's exceptional rolls, I would like for all of you to please roll stealth checks with advantage.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't have I have it open, but it's behind several windows, so I'm not actively looking.
Okay.
So when you all react to your
21.
rolls, it brings me such joy.
21
from Scotty. Excellent, Scotty. Well done.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. We love to hear it.
14.
14 from Misty.
with advantage, a 12.
Okay, incredible. Great. I love it. Let me just make a few rolls.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
Fine. It's a 7. Oh, okay. All right. So that first night out, everyone is like extra on top of it, right? So everyone is extra quiet. Everything is, the light seams are super packed because they were just put in there. The crew is fairly calm about it, right? They've done this before, not you all, but everyone else has sort of done this before, and here we go. So the first night, great. No problem. You pass, you see, if you're up on deck, you see the silhouettes of a couple of other ships passing in the distance that night, but none of them come anywhere near you. None of them seem to acknowledge your passing in any way. The next night, things are, it was rough having to spend the day not moving about so much, and the ship was anchored in a little cove to hide. So everyone's a little bit more restless. Scotty, you're working sort of overtime that night, calming down with the puppy dog eyes, the crew members. Misty, you're up there and just really trying to keep yourself, I guess, on a swivel. But it was a long night of spinning the night before, so like it's getting a little wearisome. But you do see, Misty, that there is a little small, it's not one of the big sailing ships that you've spotted the previous night, but you see a little, it's a little bigger than a rowboat, but like it is maybe 5 people manning it and rowing. And they are coming straight for the Thrice Lucky. Now, they're far enough out right now that it might be a coincidence, Misty. You could make me an insight check if you wanted to try and tell.
Okay. I mean, she does. Okay, so she has 120 feet dark vision.
Yeah.
So
okay.
she can definitely. So I have. Let's see. So insight, you're saying?
Yes, please.
No. Okay, insight.
Yeah.
12.
With 120 feet, that means it's close. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's coming for, it's not just heading towards you, it is coming for you. Yeah.
It's coming for us. Is Misty alone in the crow's nest, or is there actually someone there? I mean, is she there invisibly in the crow's nest, or is someone up there?
I'll leave that up to you. If you would like a crew member to be accompanying you, that's fine. The captain certainly would. Although at this point, if you wanted to convince the captain to let you do it on your own, you've done enough good for the ship that he probably would. Or he's afraid enough of you all, I don't know, that he would let you do it. So up to you, whatever you want.
Okay, well, yeah, she's invisible. The barrowman is there.
Great, perfect.
And
yeah.
and he looks like he's snoozing, so she's just
100%. Yeah, no, he's definitely not watching. Yeah.
She doesn't sleep. She doesn't need sleep. I mean, she moves in the darkness the second time.
Useful.
So she's just gonna say, "Wake up! Look." And she's literally right in front of his face, so she turns and like eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he sees it.
I
do. Can you get down there and warn G? I'll be right behind you, but you're faster than me.
I know.
Okay, there's no need to rub it in.
And she's gonna fly. You're gonna see like this little like will-o-wisp straight go all the way down to where her. Oh wait, they're all split up, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Okay, so she's gonna fly to. The captain's still awake or sleeping in his quarters?
No, the captain would be awake and probably at the tiller with whoever the helmsman is right now. So he would be pretty easy to find.
Okay, she's gonna fly to the captain and sit on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And then say, Captain. Like she's just right here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
She turns to him basically like this.
Yeah. Oh.
Something on the... There's something on the water. It looks like a boat with
How big?
5 people, a rowboat. Do you want me to direct them here? Or do you want to just watch to see where they're going?
In fact, if you could direct them away from here, that would be my first choice, or even just away and around so that we can have time to prepare if they are trying to board us.
You're not curious to see what they want because they're coming right for you.
Honestly, in the Pirate Isles, I am much less concerned with what they want and much more concerned with not letting them get it.
There's 5 of them on a rowboat. I'll go down there. If anything happens, I'll be back.
We'll be ready.
And she's just going to fly down. So if the sailors or whatever they are on the rowboat are there, they're just going to literally see come out of, she's invisible, come out of nowhere.
Yes.
This sort of floating, like sparkling ball that's sort of lilting from side to side.
Let's... Okay. Yes.
To like inspire some curiosity.
Okay, so all 5 of them clock you, and all 5 of them just sort of watch you. And the rowing has slowed down, so the boat is still moving towards the Thrice Lucky, but much slower as they just sort of watch you.
Float. And she's just gonna start playing her bird pipes.
Oh, yes.
So they hear this like magical, look, that's in my inventory, it's getting used.
Absolutely, I love this, yes. Just...
She's gonna start playing her bird pipes, which is like, I guess kind of loud, I don't know. What do bird pipes sound like?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's probably just, like, it's quiet enough that in the dark, in the mist, it's a little haunting. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna carry overly far. I think that's perfect.
Okay, well, with Scotty's hearing, he might hear those and recognize the bird pipes. I don't know if the other 2 have hearing, but they know Misty's bird pipes by now.
Yeah.
And she's trying to like, whatever they sound like, I have no idea, and lead them, she's trying to lead them up from directly hitting the boat.
I love it. The other 3 of you, why don't you make perception checks to see if you do in fact hear Misty's call, and Scotty and anyone else that has keen hearing, you can have advantage.
17.
18.
You hear it, you hear it.
So I rolled a natural 1.
That's like your 3rd tonight. Why does Team Beyond hate you?
They just want Squiddle to chill. I don't know.
I mean, I do have the lucky feat, but I'm trying to decide if this is a moment where I should use it.
I know.
To you.
Scotty will come get you regardless.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah. I'm okay with, yeah.
You okay with it? All right. So,
okay
Squiddle, what are you doing that is distracting you in this moment?
While Squiddle is still trying to pour out the tub, she's kind of like
still
3 nights.
Yes.
It was a heck of a tub. It was a heck of
4
a
hours
tub.
later.
Maybe there's one bucket that still has a little bit of the salt, the Himalayan salt left in it.
Oh, there you go.
She doesn't want to waste any of it.
No.
So she's just like pouring it on her face and her arms and
I
just
love it.
giving
I love
yourself
it.
a nice exfoliating facial, and
Perfect.
can't see anything because she's rubbing the salt out of her eyes.
Incredible. I love it. All right.
It's a
Disco
cute
and
visual.
Scotty. It is an adorable visual. Disco and Scotty, you do hear what is unmistakably Misty's bird flutes, or bird pipes. So what are you all, or I mean, and maybe nothing, are you all responding in any way?
Yeah, just like basically, if we're probably below deck. Or...
I mean, unless you're doing something on deck, that would be the safer, quieter place to be. Yes.
Then yeah, Disco's gonna try and go to a window to see where if they can see where Misty is.
Ooh, I like that. Yes. So you go to a little porthole down on this deck. And, you know, for the sake of the narrative, we'll say that you're on the same side of the ship. And so you can see, even before you open the sealed hatch, you can see a little like bobbing light, which, you know, probably is recognizable as Misty's light. And then if you do open the hatch even a little bit, you'll be able to clock there. She is now managing to lead them sort of around the ship, but they did make it to within about, I don't know, 60, 70 feet of the side of the ship. Like they got pretty close, but now Misty, at least for the moment, seems to be leading them around.
Well, then, yeah, if it looks like it's under control, then now we're just watching.
Misty, why don't you make me either performance or persuasion, whichever you prefer.
Scotty has definitely found Disco and is like up on the...
Oh yeah, the two of you.
Mhm.
Performance, you said, Misty? That works great for me.
Yeah. Oh, natural 2022.
What the hell, y'all? This is incredible. Yeah, absolutely.
Digital,
And you
right?
and Misty does listen. This is clearly in Misty's oeuvre. She is very good at this. And she just, you know, never close enough that they can really get a good look or, you know, God's forbid, catch her, but never so far that they lose interest, right? Never in the same sort of pattern. And just Scotty and Disco, you watch as this little rowboat sort of sails out of sight around the stern and the back end of the ship. Misty, you lead them around the ship. How far, where are you taking them at that point?
She's looking for like an iceberg.
Yes.
Or a rock. She can basically lead the boat.
Yeah, I love it. How about a perception check, Misty? Let's see what you find.
Possibly a rock.
Possibly a rock. Listen, if there's an iceberg, I don't know, maybe in the middle, maybe it's very cold in the middle of the Sea of Falling Stars.
Getting back to her whisper roots, we appreciate it.
That's right.
10.
Yeah, okay, so what you see is like a little reef, a little shoal that might be shallow enough to get them to run aground on it. It's kind of hard to tell for sure, but it's the only thing that you clock, so.
Okay. She's playing a particularly jaunty tune on her bird pipes. She's very proud of it because she just learned it. And maybe the sailors, maybe they're getting into it. And she's like lilting back and forth. And they're filled with like, maybe there's promise, maybe there's treasure somewhere. And she wants to basically run them aground of the reef where the boat gets like stuck in all these things. And then she's thinking in her head, I wish I had Squiddle's like tentacles to keep them here, you know?
All right, I'm gonna give them a disadvantaged perception check to notice the shoals. He rolled a 1 and a 2.
Wow.
So yeah, that is exactly what happens, Misty. You lead this boat around, and before they even clock that they are no longer headed for the great big sailing ship, this little rowboat is wedged to the hells on this shoal, and it appears also, I will say, because technically that was a crit fail, to be taking on some water.
Okay, Scotty will see this and bounce around until he finds the captain.
Okay, great. You find the captain, or the captain finds you, concerned about the noisy bouncing blink dog.
Like,
keep still.
Oh my
God. Misty stuck a boat to the ocean.
So she took care of it.
It's stuck.
Excellent. I wasn't sure at first, but it turns out I think I'm happy to have the 4 of you aboard.
Oh, that's nice.
How far away is that rowboat from the ship?
Oh no.
It's probably about 100 feet out from the ship, or it can be less if you would like, I guess, because I really want to find out what this is.
Me too.
Oh, so
I mean, also the ship is moving, right? So it can kind of, at some point you will be close enough to do what you want to do. How's that?
where's Misty?
Misty, once they're crashed, what do you do?
she just floated. I mean, as soon as she figures out that they're stuck and maybe they're screaming at each other, maybe they're.
Oh yeah.
She then, like, the little lights that they saw bouncing around disappear. So she's into it, but she stays there because she wants to see if she can hear what they're saying amongst themselves.
Oh,
so
I
that
love it. Okay.
she's disappeared. So that light they saw is gone.
Okay, so I will give you a hint about their conversation in a moment, but for right now, Squiddle, you do not see Misty over there. You're not sure where she is.
I think Squiddle is going to move over to the back. Is it the back of the ship where the rowboat is closest to see if she can get eyes on Misty? And if not, she's gonna levitate over a little closer.
Yeah.
Just enough to kind of figure out what's going on over here.
Okay, I like it.
Mustached or unmustached? It's very important for their reaction.
You want to make me a stealth check with advantage since you're floating?
Sure.
The mustache is still up.
Yes.
But we don't need it yet. We don't need it yet.
Good to clarify.
13.
Okay, let's see.
Did you say with advantage?
I did.
Let me go ahead and do that again.
All right.
Still a 13.
Amazing. Okay. All right. I have a 4 and a 10 on the die. So hang on. I just got to see what the modifier is. Nope. It's only a +1. So they do not notice you. And you and Misty can mostly just hear them talking about what a score it is that they've missed out on. But then one of them mentions that this was going to be a particularly good haul. And it catches your attention because, as far as you all know, actually, the cargo hold is pretty light this time. Like, there's not actually a ton on the ship in terms of cargo, and what it is pretty common stuff. Nothing that that the two of you are aware of that would make this a good haul. Until one of them then says, but maybe it's for the best. There's a lot of gold, but I don't like dealing with those red robes.
Okay, Squiddle, one thing you do, I mean, at this point you're used to Misty blinking in and out. So you know she's somewhere. Maybe there's something you can sense because you're used to her being around you. Maybe it's like you feel a little static electricity around you.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. There's a little like charge in the air.
Yeah, feel
Squiddle doesn't have any hair,
you.
but if there are any pores with like buzz, they definitely stand on end.
Don't cephalopods have like EM receptors of something? They navigate by electromagnetism or something. So
Totally.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So she's near you, so you know she's hearing what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Regarding there's something on this ship.
Are we?
You should go back.
Are
we closer than 120 feet?
To the boat?
Yeah.
To the rowboat.
Oh yeah, definitely. At this point, now that you floated out there, for sure.
Now that Squiddle knows that Misty is close by, she can't actually see her, but
sure.
She does cast sending.
To
make sure that the people in the rowboat cannot hear us. I'm glad that you're okay. Did you hear enough of what they were talking about? Because I'm gonna do something, but we can't be close to them when I do it.
And you just hear very close to your, I don't know, godling ear. Where are their ears?
Yeah, there's like a hole.
There's sound holes. Yeah.
Sound hole.
Yeah. Next year, you just hear like Misty saying like, yes, I heard everything. We have to go tell the others.
That's absolutely. But just give me one second.
Okay.
And yeah, so Squiddle and Misty, I'm assuming, are moving back.
Yeah, she's just following
a little bit. The Squiddle moves back to 120 feet, and when Misty is like next to them, they're like, just step back, just a couple of feet. I don't want you to be affected by this. And Squiddle yells out, I heard that one of them got the hull and it was really valuable. And then this other guy here was talking about your mom. And she casts enemies abound.
Oh,
So they all
boy.
so they think that everyone is an enemy around them. It's an intelligence 11 save. Don't be
They have
smart.
disadvantage because they're idiots. Just kidding.
Ooh, I hope we have a long rest.
Oh, I just realized that I was muted. Sorry. What is your save
I was
DC,
like, wait a
Squiddle?
minute.
Sorry.
Intelligence 11.
Intelligence 11. Okay. They have a +0, so they got, well, that was a 10, so that one fails.
Perfect.
That's a 14. That one does succeed. 19. That's 2 success. 5. That's a fail. And a 9. So 3 of them fail, and 2 of them succeed. The 3 that fail, what is it? They think everyone is trying to kill them, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Each time, whenever. Okay. So yeah, 3 of them, as you all sort of slowly float away, you just see 3 of them like stop and look at the rest of the crew and just slowly start to reach for their scimitars. And you just hear lots of yelling and clanging of steel as you all float back to the thrice lucky.
Yeah, you shouldn't trust each other.
What a good use of that spell. Yes.
Right?
I love that.
I was excited to finally use it.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So you two managed to get back to the ship. Everyone is sort of, well, Disco and Scotty are, waiting and watching. The rest of the crew is trying to not look like they're waiting and watching, or trying not to make any noise about it, I suppose. But you can kind of tell that everyone's curious what went down over there.
Okay, so we make it back to the ship, and
Yep.
we make it back to the other two, to
Oh,
where
yeah.
you two are. Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing Misty's gonna do is reappear, and she's gonna look at Disco and say, "Why are you wearing a suit?"
I wasn't
'Cause-
gonna say anything.
It's not. It's not shiny. I was trying to blend in. They said we had to be quiet and silent and unseen.
Very convincing.
Okay, see, when you say it like that, and then
I just imagine this little Squiddle with like
just-
a jacket on.
Disco.
Little thing with like a jacket. So cute.
Well, it
Incredible.
was hastily made, but very fashionable.
Hmm.
But at that, Disco just offs it. It's like, fine, I was trying.
Fine.
I think because Squiddle was using that cloth as to sunbathe, right? There's probably some godling
yeah.
mucus on it.
Oh yeah. What a phrase. Godly
Sorry,
mucus.
Godling mucus.
Yeah.
Godling. I mean, Yeah, it just falls. It just falls right off.
Just
So,
like green jello.
Shoulders.
Mhm. So it's now
Oh God.
it's now Disco sitting
Shoulder.
over a pile of aspic.
And I
Perfect.
really appreciate
like a
that you're
60s
not
cookbook.
grossed out by this.
Meanwhile, Scotty is just chomping on all the food he can get his hands on.
Well, I mean, Scotty had like taken whatever passes for French fries, and he brought them over to the porthole. So he
Of course
was
he did.
watching.
Of course he did.
Yeah,
Of course
it's
he
did.
just- huh? Well, more like he threw them on the ground and is you know,
Snarfing
picking
them.
up occasionally. He offers you one, Disco, while you were
Aw.
watching. He offers you one, but it's already in his mouth. I'm just letting you know.
That was a polite refusal.
It's very polite.
Well, very quiet, just like.
Where's the chef right now?
Oh, what a good question.
Oh no.
I don't know. Let's find out where the chef is.
You guys.
The chef is currently in the galley preparing a meal.
Oh, so
So-
they're not like standing next to the edge on a boat or anything, are they?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment, unfortunately.
Okay.
So
Yes,
what
Misty.
did you hear? What did you hear?
So, I redirected the boat
Hmm.
aground
Hmm.
so it can't move. Did you hear my bird pipe?
I did. It was like ba-da-da-da-dum. It was very nice.
Yeah, I'm getting good at it, you know?
I almost followed you, but I don't know about swimming.
Oh, that's right. No water. I forgot. You're not taking a bath.
No.
Good boy. Well, Squiddle and I heard the men on the boat talking about there's some gold. There's a haul on this ship. Right, Squiddle?
Yeah, and then there's also people in red robes that I don't like.
Red robes.
But wasn't the... it's up to the DM if Scotty has to make a recollection check to remember their fight on the beach.
Nah. You remembered it, so I'll let you do it.
Weren't those bodies... There was red robes on those dead people? Wasn't there?
Oh, I hope we don't have to fight anything like that again.
They tasted bad.
Did you lick the red
No,
robe
I bit
people?
one of them.
Oh,
I
you
could
bit
have
one.
survived forever without needing to know that. Oh.
It was not the soft option, I can tell you that.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Do you guys think we should do some investigating on this ship?
There's treasure on this ship?
Treasure?
Treasure and the red robe.
What? Are the red
Keep-
robes on the ship?
I think
Or is
so.
the treasure on the ship?
I think both.
Scotty starts knocking on the walls. With
Oh, no.
like, he's got the dagger in his mouth and he's just like
And the
Sorry,
whole
buddy.
crew
I'm sorry.
in unison goes, shh.
All loud.
I woke Scotty up.
Oh, well, see?
Oh.
That's why the crew was shushing you. Yeah, the whole crew does shush you, though. And, you know,
I'm trying to see if the walls are hollow.
Oh.
one of the crewmen's like, they are. We're inside.
I mean,
But I meant more like there's just like two walls and there's a space in between.
Yeah, like you were just trying to see if there was
Oh.
something inside of the wall.
Oh,
I know what you were trying to do.
oh. This crewman seems confused, but that's fine.
has the crew been able to overhear Misty relaying?
So Misty, how quiet did you want to be about that? Because I don't, there's plenty else going on. So
Yeah.
up to you, if you were trying to make that a private conversation with the four of them, or if you were just telling
Yeah. Pretty much in general,
Uh-huh.
she's gonna stick to the four of them
Great.
unless
Love that.
Yeah. Because they're on a mission. Mission.
Yeah.
From God.
God.
From God, right? Yeah, so
God.
that's fine. So then it's just the four of you that heard Misty.
Yeah, oh God.
Oh
Oh,
God. Son of Bibimbap.
Bibimbap. That's one of my favorite dishes. Shall we talk to the captain? See if they know anything about these red robe people
Or treasure?
or treasure?
What if he knows, but he's trying to keep it secret?
We talked to him and nobody around.
Where is the captain right now?
Yeah.
Well, it is still nighttime, so he would probably still be up by the tiller, by the wheel, where he was when Misty informed him of the ship, the boat in the first place.
I think Squiddle's gonna levitate over there. Excuse me, Captain.
Oh. Yes.
So sorry to disturb you.
No.
Did you have a good nap earlier? Are you having a good? Time?
I've never really heard of a ship's master that regularly took naps, but I gotta tell you, it's improved my productivity immensely.
You seem refreshed. You have
I-
a glow
you know-
from within.
I thank you. I feel it. And also, all of the logs are done and filed. It's amazing how much more energy I have,
I see you had this in you the whole time.
It's incredible. Thank you, by the way.
And, I'm so sorry to bother you, but
Not
I
at all.
was just curious. Have you ever heard of anybody wearing red robes, and if they're problematic, and if we should be worried about them?
Scotty trots up. Followed. Don't forget
Uh,
the gold.
Anybody who is up here during this conversation should now make an insight check.
Did we all just trot over there and follow Squiddle, maybe?
I sort of imagined that you did, to
Yeah,
be
that's what I
honest,
did,
but it's
yeah.
up to you all.
Yeah.
I am going to use my lucky feet this
Okay,
time.
great.
I
Yeah.
am too.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do it.
11.
Okay.
12.
22.
12, 22,
Oh, good.
and a 3. Very good. Scotty,
Mm.
there is a sort of maybe it's you smell, right, like fear sweat all of a sudden. And you are sort of the only one who notices the very quick emotional journey that this captain's face goes over, and it's sort of surprised, and then afraid, and then super guilty. And he says, "Why don't the four of you come with me?"
Should we go with you? I don't know.
I promise you'll be safe.
I think
But
it's okay, Scott.
We shouldn't talk up here. And he sort of like, not subtly, because he's the captain and can sort of do what he wants, like looks over at the helmsman, who is obviously listening to this conversation.
Oh no.
He's like, maybe we should go inside.
It is top secret, and we're the only people who should know about this.
Yep, sort of hangs his head and walks into his cabin.
Scotty pulls the thing off his dagger and like, see if I can do this again. You heard nothing.
Yeah, oddly enough, the helmsman is just like,
I get the thing out of my mouth using this screen, and I grab the rope.
So you all can follow the captain down to his quarters, where he will very guiltily admit to you all that he is not involved in anything.
Oh,
but
that's the kind of thing you admit to.
He was told that there was some cargo on this ship that would be delivered before the end of the voyage. And he says, to be honest, they didn't load anything. And I didn't really understand. I mean, the orders were do what you do and don't prevent this cargo from being removed. And I kind of... Huh?
I'm calling ear for deceit, so I can tell if he's lying.
He is not actually at the moment.
Oh, okay, fine.
This is all true, yeah. He says, to be honest, I have sort of forgotten about it until now, and a few things have sort of clicked in to place. You all came aboard because you need to make it, if I'm not much mistaken, according to Rocher, to Thay, to Bezantour, I believe, is where he said you wanted to head.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
So obviously we are not going that far. It would be madness to go directly to Thay with this ship. So we're heading to our normal port of Delphuntal. But if you all were headed for Thay, and I was told that some red robes from Thay would be taking some important and valuable cargo, I'm beginning to think that perhaps I was meant to deliver you. Now, I want to be very clear. You all have been, to my everlasting surprise, actually incredibly helpful at different moments throughout this journey. So many, the phrase natural 20 comes to mind. I don't know why. And listen, I was never given specific instructions, so I have no intention of delivering you all anywhere except our port of call in Delphuntal. But I think you should be aware that more people than are aboard this ship know you're coming.
Is this a setup?
If it is, I've no part of it.
Why would God send us on a setup?
Scotty, do you remember anything else? When you were given this mission, anything? Think hard.
See, there it is. That's the thinking face.
Food was weird.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gale didn't give you a ton because Gale didn't know a ton, Scotty. That was sort of part of why Gale was so worried, was that he didn't know anything about what's going on with Pest or where he'd gone, other than east out of Westgate on what you all have since learned was a ship bound for Thay.
I don't I don't think so. But those dead things we fought had red robes on them too.
Dead things?
They had Pest Scarf. Scotty looks very upset.
The captain looks very confused and then sort of says, it feels like I have now given you the information that I have, and maybe it's none of my business anymore.
We fought like weird, round, dead things in red robes outside the town. And one of them had my friend's scarf.
Did you get a piece of that?
I did.
Yeah. Well, I hate to tell you, but if your friend is in the hands of Thayans, and particularly red-robed ones, well, I hope your friend can take care of themselves.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Shame.
As Pest's player, I'm just saying.
I distinctly remember our first meeting was us screaming in each other's faces for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's true. It was great.
What, did Roche tell you anything about like why we were supposed to be here?
No, Roche, I believe, has had some run-ins with your god friend, I suppose, and offered the services of this ship, but I don't know how the Thayans would have gotten word of that arrangement.
Can Scotty make not a backwards insight check? That would be weird. I guess it would be like a memory check.
Okay.
Can I try to remember if Roche was wearing anything red?
Yes. I will say no roll required because he very much was not. He was very much in dark colors, dark clothing against the night, which is why you all sort of didn't notice him on the beach at first. So yeah, no, he was not. The captain will say, listen, I apologize. Bringing you four on board has been nothing like I expected, and if I have any part in leading your enemies to you, I do apologize for that. We should hopefully, assuming that the next we've only got one more night in the Pirate Isles, the rest of the trip should go fairly smoothly. We'll be landing in Delphuntal, and I can try to arrange transport through the Yearwood, the forest there, and help you get to Thay if that is your intention. But I would actually, I think, recommend that you all travel swiftly and covertly as soon as we hit land. I think the fewer people that know where you are, including me and anyone I might ask to help you all, the better.
Why are we so important?
The truth, Scotty, is that if I knew the answer to that, then I would have known in the first place how important you are, and honestly, probably not let you on my ship, but you're here now and I feel responsible.
In fairness, it was rhetorical.
Well, that is a conversational tactic that I am not familiar with. So. And at this point, you all have more of an opportunity to discuss your plans, investigate the ship, figure out what's going on, and then arrive in Delphuntal. But we will deal with all of that next week.
Oh,
If there's any extra pirate outfits.
Oh, absolutely.
I have a good idea.
I can't wait.
How about the four of us stand on top of each other's shoulders? Misty, you stand at the top.
Bremen town musicians. I'm sorry.
And then they'll think that we're a whole pirate. And they won't suspect that we're familiars. We're not.
I know where I can get an eye patch.
I love that.
We already have a coat.
I love it. You all make these plans and we will see exactly how our four familiars in a trench coat turns out.
Yes.
I cannot wait. We are almost to 7 o'clock Pacific, so let us very quickly just go around, let us know who you are and where we can find you on the internet very quickly. We'll go in reverse order as we sign off for tonight and see you all next week. Let's start with where we finished last time, which I believe was Kelli.
Yes. I am Kelly, also known as the Opera Geek. This is real life Scotty, who was sleeping until I picked him up. You can find me everywhere at the Opera Geek. I am on a little bit of a Twitch hiatus right now until the 16th, but you can follow me on Twitter and find out when I'm going to go live again. And he has his own camera on there, so just letting you know.
Yeah. Meagan.
I'm Meagan Kenreck. You can find me on Twitter at Meagan Kenreck, and also here every week.
Yeah. Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. You can find me on Twitter as Urban Bohemian. I'll be streaming on Twitch Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and also this coming Sunday on Rivals of Waterdeep, twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Heck yeah. And Alicia.
I'm Alicia Marie, and you can find me everywhere on socials at Alicia Marie Body, shooting costumes and stuff. And on Tuesday nights on the Demi Plane RPG Twitch channel, playing Children of Erte.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a little mini you.
I love it.
This was the original concept for Misty before she
Aw,
became what she is
it.
now.
That's so good. And I am and have been Eugenio. I am DM Jazzy Hands here on Twitter and on Twitch as well. And Rivals of Waterdeep this Sunday, back here next Monday, streaming tomorrow and Thursday. Come check me out. Very quickly, we are at time, but very quickly, I do want to thank some folks. I want to thank enormous thank you to Luca for producing this evening. So nice to not have to worry about any of that. So thank you very much. Thank you to Jordan for moderating. Thank you to these 4 wonderful players, Alicia, Brian, Kelly, and Meagan, for bringing your wonderful chaotic familiars to a familiar quest. I am very happy that Codename wants to thank me for Dungeon Mastering tonight. Thank you to Beetle and Grimm for the character class dice sets. Go check those out. All of y'all watching, they've got all kinds of great stuff over at the Beetle and Grimm store. Also, don't forget that all of these adorable familiars are available in the in-game shop in Idle Champions. So log in and you can get more details about each of these 4 familiar packs. We will see you next 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday, April 17th for episode 3 with a very special guest joining us that week. We haven't announced who it is yet, but stay tuned. There will be a 5th familiar joining us next week, so don't miss it. We will see you then. Also, you can, of course, catch the VOD of this episode and our previous episode on the Idle Champions YouTube channel very, very soon. Thank you all so much for hanging out. We will see you next week. In the meantime, happy gaming. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.